Session I'm going to give you an introduction to data science. What is the need of data science? Why do we need data science? So while needing a data science, what are the different tools are we going to learn in our course? Okay, so every course, be it a Java, be it a Python, be it a data science, be it a Power BI, every tool or every technology, there should be some specific definition for the tool or technology. So here also we are learning the data science. What is the definition of data science? What is the definition of data science? So with a simple analogy, I can give an example. So what are the different types of data? So let me, if time permits us today, I will tell you about one of the real use case. I will give another telecom company, how telecom companies are using the real world data set. So everyone want to understand what is a typical day in life of data scientist. What is the rules? What are the roles and responsibilities of data science? We are going to cover. Maybe all things may not able to complete in today's session. We will complete if what are the topics we are left for today. We are going to complete it tomorrow session. So let me talk about the very first point. What is the first point we are going to talk about, guys, in today's session? What is the first point we are going to talk in the today's session? What is the need of data science? What is the need of data science? In simple session, guys, what is the need of data science? In data science, in today's session, we are going to discuss about the need of data science. So, as you remembered, initially we used to store the data in structured format. We used to store the data in the structured format. So structured format is nothing but table format, which is nothing but combination of rows and column. Best example for table format data is the Excel, MS Excel, Microsoft Excel, text file, and CSV comma separated. The combination of MS Excel, text file is nothing but notepad basically. CSV. These files are called as the flat files. These files are called a combination of these files are called as the flat files. When I was a kid, the kid means after completion of my MBA or my post graduation, I have attended one of the company called American Express. It is my campus interview. Actually, it was my campus interview. They asked me a question. Hey Koti, can you tell me how do you import the flat files? Honestly speaks, I don't know what you mean by flat file on that day. I know how to import the Excel file in the Python. I know how to import the text file in the Python. I know how to import the CSV. But combination of these three files can be considered as a flat file. I don't know. So important. Know the definition of the really important. So here these things, my MS Excel, Notepad, and CSV. All these things are called as a combination of flat file. So structured data is a kind of table format. Let me explain you. Open the MS Excel first of all. Let me open the MS Excel. So let me open the MS Excel. Okay. Let me open the MS Excel. For an example, we open the Excel. So here, this is the empty. This is the Excel sheet. This is the Excel sheet. It is a Word Excel workbook. Here come A, B, C, D are the columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the rows. So I am writing here a name. Before the name, I can write the ID, salary. So if I write the ID is 1, 2, 3, name is Sainath. Salary is, as of my knowledge, 1,25,000, 2,25,000 per month. Maybe 124 Jagan. Maybe salary is 40,000. Maybe 125. Maybe month. Salary per month is 35,000, 40,000. Fresher, right? So 126. Maybe let's say Rajashekar. So spelling mistake. Rajashekar. 8,000. Okay, forget about the spelling mistake. 8,000. So this is the information. Maybe Vidya, as he is not working, so no salary, none. Any, none, no salary. So if you look into this, it is a table information, right? In this table information, these three things, ID, name, and salary, are called as the columns. These things is called as the rows. These things are called as the rows and columns, combination of rows and columns in the given. It is a tabular data, tabular format of the table. Tabular means table, simple to say. Table format. Tabular format. Tabular means table format of the given data. So by looking at this data, by just looking at this data, we can able to get the we can able to get the data. I mean, we can able to store the data, or we can able to understand that by just looking at this table. What do you say? Oh, this is a table which consists of some employees information. Maybe we don't know what exact in detail about this. At least we get some idea. This is the structured data. So if you look into the total data, here total data, total number of records is the 1 lakh, I mean 1,048,576. So that means 1 lakh, 1 million simple to say. So here if you look into the data, here we can able to, here the flat files, CSV and MS Excel, we can able to store up to 1 million records. If volume of data is more than 1 million, we cannot able to use the structured data. We cannot able to use the table flat files. Then we need to go to the data warehouse. So what do you mean by data warehouse? Data warehouse is a place where we can store the data. Some of the examples are MySQL. So let me show you how the MySQL looks like. Of course, guys, we are going to cover the MySQL and Excel also. We are going to cover the MySQL. So MySQL workbench, most likely MySQL. Where did I remember? Did I delete it? So MySQL workbench. I think I have deleted. I'll show you in the next sessions. Tomorrow I will show you. I've deleted. I think I've deleted that. MySQL. Maybe next week onwards, next week, within 2 weeks, we'll start about the MySQL also. Very, very important. In interview, guys, in interview point of view, if you're attending companies like TCS, if you're attending companies like some of the service-based companies in India, in interview point of at least 2 to 3 questions, every interview 2 to 3 questions they might ask you about the SQL. Why? Because they're asking SQL. Because they're asking SQL questions, because they pull the data. So here where we store the data in the data warehouse. So if I store the data in the data warehouse, I'm doing the puja and all, it may not helpful to us, right? Unless until I dig the data, I torture the data. I mean, we torture the data, then we'll get the information. Like what happens if the police have arrested one thief who do smuggling and all. First, boss, can you tell me what you have done? Can you tell me where do you get this drugs? I don't know. If you're requesting me, you will never get an answer. When you start giving a third degree, then he will tell you the answers. Like here also, when you torture the data, then it will give an information or some knowledge to us. So some of the MySQL, we can store the data. So we want to get some insights and information, right? So in order to get the insights and information, we are going to use the traditional BI, Power BI. Of course, Power BI also one of them. So Power BI is one of the most powerful visualization tool. Nowadays it is a free of cost also. So where we can get the lot of openings and all. Of course, lot of openings where you can get the visualization data in terms of dashboards. For an example, India team want to understand about the players play the match, number of scores and all. For an example, Government of India want to understand how many COVID cases reported in a day, how many vaccination have been completed, so how many people have expired, so how many people have recovered, how many state-wise you want to get the information of COVID cases, state-wise recovery cases, state-wise medicines and all you want to understand. We can create a one dashboard. So it is not possible, right? For Prime Minister of India want to understand. So can you show me the result of all the states? Not possible to visualize. If we create a kind of state map or country map where we can specify the India cases this many, so Andhra cases this many, Tamil Nadu cases this many, so we can able to get the some kind of report or ID can easily visualize it. So when you connected your data is MySQL, when connected MySQL to Power BI, you connected MySQL to Power BI, you can able to get the more, we can able to generate the insights and reports. Based on the insights and reports, you can get the knowledge. You can get the knowledge. That's what the meaning. You can get the knowledge, right? You can get the knowledge. This is about the structured data. Sir, are we collecting only the structured data? Can't we collect any other data? No, we are also collecting other data. Along with the structured data, we are also collecting the unstructured data. Now, along with the structured data, we are also collecting the unstructured data. So, what do you mean unstructured data is also called as the complex data. It is also called as the unstructured data is also called as the complex data. It is also called as the complex data. So, in complex data, in complex data. So, what do you mean by complex? Any data which in the form of PDF, audio, video, image, text data. Any data which is in the form of PDF, audio, video, image, text. It is also called as the unstructured data. Unstructured data. Other name of unstructured data is also complex data. So let me show you an example. So for an example, it is a kind of statement, guys. Some statement. So I want to understand about the. I want to get the some for an example. I want to get the Citibank. I want to get the Citibank info. I want to get this logo to out. I want to get the withdrawals. I want to extract all the withdrawals. I want to extract all the balances. I want to extract all the deposits. How to extract that? So this is one example. So another example I want to tell you about the I don't know whether I can able to open this report or not. I think I don't have the power. So for an example, so here this is an organization, KSR Consulting, sir. I want to extract the logo. So I want to extract the address of the KSR Consulting Service. So I want to extract our alignments, I mean partners. So I want to extract the logo of this. I want to extract the phone numbers. This is one image from the data. How do you extract this? How do you analyze this? For an example, this is a company called. I want to extract this is the logo. I want IABM extract. I want to extract the IABM. So how do you extract the IABM? So another one I think where we have some projects okay, this is some information I want to extract. So in this moment we can use the unstructured data. So sorry, what is happening? Okay, this is the Power BI, guys. I think I'm just loading the Power with the one which I told you, right? Not here. See, this is the one example, age versus balance kind of thing. So this is the one table kind of. We can use it, we can explain our code. Here you can look into the SQL server, you can get data from different sources. SQL servers, Power BI data sets, ODA, web data, text, CSV. SQL server means MySQL server. We can also get from Azure also. We have a licensed version, where we can get the these things also, where we can get the licensed product also. I think Mahesh can show you that. Okay, no problem. We can give the access to everyone. You can give the free license for the Power BI and Azure. So now we have a complex data. Now in order to store the complex data, what we are going to use? We are going to use the Hadoop. Hadoop is a platform where we can store the complex data. Under the Hadoop, we have a NoSQL, MongoDB, NoSQL. Of course, we can also use the structured data also SQL. NoSQL means to store the unstructured data like a PDF data, image data, video, and all these things to store them. Hadoop is only the platform. So, sir, why you may ask the question, why can't I use the MySQL? MySQL can help us only to store the structured data. It will not help us to store the unstructured data. So, in order to generate the insights and reports from the complex data, we are going to use the data science algorithm. It's like machine learning and deep learning or AI based applications. So these data science algorithms can be performed with the help of scientific method, such as with the help of mathematics and statistics. With the help of mathematics and statistics. With the help of mathematics and statistics. Sir, I have studied mathematics in childhood. I am worried about them. Don't worry, guys. We require the mathematics, but at high level, not the low level. Calculus solving are not required. We can explain to all of you. So simple to say, need of data science is nothing but to generate insights and reports. Reports from complex data. from complex data in order to generate the reports and insights from the complex data. We are going to use the data science. We are going to use the data. I mean that for that purpose we require the data science. For that purpose we require the data science. Is it clear or any questions? Any doubt, guys? Everyone. So let me ask you this question. Can you, Rangaraj, can you please give the, okay, Hemant Reddy, any questions? Jagan, any questions? Santosh, any question? Lata, Mahesh, Manjunath, Monali, Suresh, Subhane, Vijay Kumar, any questions, guys? Any doubt? Any
No.
questions, guys? No questions. If any questions, do let me know. Okay. Now, okay, perfect. Now we discuss about the. Okay.
Sir, one minute.
Yeah. Hmm.
So you said
Your name?
already.
Your name? Your name?
Mahesh Babu, sir.
Okay, Mahesh Babu, go ahead, please.
So you said already in bank statements how much
Hmm.
amount bank, remaining amount,
Hmm.
name,
Hmm.
timing.
Hmm.
These are also flat files, right? You can save in Excel files also.
I mean, generally flat files and servers data means the volume of data is more and more. We cannot able to store the flat files. For an example, if you have a Excel file, as I said, mentioned Excel file can able to up to 1 million records only. Your volume of data is more than 1 million, you cannot able to. For an example, PDF file, you can store up to the data of maybe 10,000 records or PDF 20,000 records. There could be certain limit, right? If volume of data is more than, for example, a document consists of 2 lakh pages, is it possible? PDF for an exam, it may not be possible, right, to handle that file in the local.
Yeah, okay, I got it, sir.
That is the main. So, okay, perfect. Any questions, guys? Any doubt on this point? Any questions under? Any doubts? Okay, perfect. Now, okay, now in this case, this is clear. So, we understand the need of data science, guys. And here in this slide, in our course, what we are going to cover, one is about if you want Excel, if you don't have any knowledge, zero knowledge in the Excel also, we are going to teach you. If you have some knowledge, then not required. Basic knowledge is required in the Excel. So definitely we are going to start the MySQL. So I am only Power BI also we are going to cover in our course. In this slide, potentially we are going to cover in these three things: statistics, Power BI, MySQL. I mean, sir, are we going to teach? Of course, machine learning, deep learning, AI will be teach. In this slide, explicitly we are talking about, heavily talk about the MySQL, Power BI, statistics. These three things definitely we are going to cover in our course. And of course, no SQL also. No SQL. It is a kind of, no SQL actually it is not part of course, but we can give our website videos, our videos, kind of. It is a self-explanatory kind of things. Okay, MongoDB in the NoSQL, we will cover the MongoDB. Okay, perfect. Now, let's try to understand what is data science. Let's try to understand what is data science. Let's divide the data science into two words. Two words. One is the data, second is the science. Let's divide the data science into two components. One is the data, second is about the science. As we just discussed, data has two different types. One is the structured data, second is the unstructured data. Structured data, unstructured data. So what do you mean structured data, unstructured? So data which is a combination of, like for example, if you look at the audio, video, image, PNG is nothing but image, JSON file, website files. So JSON, 99% of website data is going to be stored in the form of JSON format. Like Twitter data, Facebook data, Google data, all that. Weblog is the log file, basically log files. So emails and all. This all comes under the data. Simple to say, data is a raw data which can be any format. For user understanding point of view, data has been classified into two different types, such as structured data and unstructured data. As we just discussed, structured data is nothing but any data which is in the form of structural format, like table format of data, which is a combination of rows and column. Whereas unstructured data, as already we discussed, Any data which is in the form of audio, video, image, JSON file and all. Alright, this is about the data side. On the other side, we are discussing about the science. Science is a process of exploring. So chemical lab, like what we are doing, exploring, observing. Here we are observing. Once we explore, we are observing, then finding out something. Science always nothing but exploring. For an example, let me give a simple example. COVID vaccination, like Covishield, Covaxin. What they have done? They are exploring. So how do I control the COVID? What is the best way to? They explored. They find some formula. While exploring, they found some formula. They based on the formula, they observing that formula whether it is going to work or not. Once they observe, finally they come to some conclusion. Something they observe whether it is going to work. That is called as found. I mean exploring, observing, finding. That is called as a finding. That is a simple to say something finding. Okay, let's combine these two terms. Now we understand individually, we understand the data. Individually, we understand the science. Let's combine these two terms, data science. It is a process of extracting knowledge and insights to make the decisions. It is a process of extracting knowledge and insights. Insight is nothing but report. So simple. You have a data. Simple. You have a data. Any kind of data it could be. Structured data or unstructured data. So from the data, what we are going to get? So from the data, you will get the when you processing the data, when you process the data, you will get the knowledge, right? When you observe, when you're digging the data more and more, you will get the knowledge. Based on knowledge, you can able to make the report or insight or report. Other name of insight is also report. From the report, management can able to make the decision. Management can able to make the decision. You have a data, it can be any data. Process the data because raw data directly cannot do that, right? From the whatever the process, you will get the some knowledge. With the help of knowledge, they are going to get the report. With the help of report, we are able to make the decision. With the help of report, we are able to make the with the help of report, we can able to make the decisions. Okay. Okay, decision. So simple to say, as a layman definition, art of making decisions. Art of making decisions. So what is the role of data science? Data science, the role of data science is art of making decisions. Simple to say, art of making decisions. Very, very easy. Art of making decision. Someone asks you, someone tell me, hey, what do you mean by data science? Boss, data science is nothing but making a decision. How do you make a decision? With the help of data. With the help of art of making decision with the help of data. Simple to say. Okay. So how do you make the decision? How do you make the decision? How do you know whether this decision is correct or wrong? How do you know whether the decisions are made, whatever the decision you made, whether the decision is correct or wrong? How do you know? Let's try to understand these things. Let's try to understand these things. Uh, okay, let's come up with some examples, guys. Let's come up with some examples today. So let me go ahead. Any questions, guys, before I go to the next step? Any questions? Let me ask you that. I mean, I'm also new to the people. So any questions, guys? Shubhani, any questions? Vijay Kumar, Sri Ramal Reddy, Suresh Lata, any questions? Ashwini?
Hi, Koti. I have a doubt.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Uh,
Yes, go ahead.
may I know any other alternatives for NoSQL?
MongoDB, I mean, alternative for NoSQL is nothing but yes, we have different things. We have like MongoDB is there, Cassandra is there,
Okay, thank you.
Cassandra is there. Like, okay. Now, any questions, guys? Any other things? But in our, I mean, it is not required for us. So sometimes if someone asks you about what is that? Then in our course MongoDB. MongoDB. It is also self-explanatory. We do provide the videos from our YouTube channel. Okay. Now, for example, now okay. Now let me talk about the one example. Already few people know about this example. Already we were discussed about this example in our demo also. Let me cover this example again today. Okay. So here a gentleman, Mr. Rakesh. Here a gentleman. Rakesh is thinking about, in front of Rakesh there were the two routes, route A and route B. This is the route A. This is the route B. It is the route A and it is the route B. Now he is thinking which is the fastest to do the work. Which is the fastest to do the work? Does the route A is the fastest to do the work, or does the route B is the fastest to do the work? So what we are going to do? So in any business problem, so data science is all about solving the business problem. As we said that in day by day, as I told you, right? I'm working in a bank. So in a bank, my stakeholders ask, "Hey, Mr. Koti, as you are working in a bank, can you tell me who is going to become the more defaulter or risky customer? How do I mitigate the risk? Mitigate the risk means reduce the risk. Can you tell me to whom I have to provide a loan? Can you tell me how much amount of loan I have to provide to customer? For an example, customer is requesting 20 lakh loan, 20 lakh personal loan. How much am I able to give to him? What if I give a 20 lakhs to him? Whether is going to be a good customer to me or is going to be a bad customer to me? We need to understand that. We need to understand that. In order to understand and all, the first and foremost important thing is define problem. Define problem. What problem are we going to solve? So in interview point of view, so whenever you're attending an interview, the first and foremost question they might ask you, hey, can you tell me, Mr. Koti, can you tell me, introduce about self? Hi, I am Koti, I have 9 years of experience and all. And then the next question they will ask you, Koti, I just want to understand, can you tell me one of the problem you have solved recently, or which you are very comfortable at, or which you are very comfortable, or which you might have really comfort. So what I need, what is the problem? What problem are you solving? What is the objective? Problem is nothing but objective. What is the approach are we going to solve this? What is the approach are we going to solve? And what is the what are the challenges you face? And what is your recommendation? These things is very common. If you are able to explain this question, 80% of your interview is done. 80% of your interview is done. 90% of the students get failed here itself because they've learned all the machine learning and all, but no one have a knowledge of business knowledge except us. None other institute, they never teach you the business knowledge. They will talk about the only two things: defaulter, default, customer churn, nothing else. Customer default, customer churn, nothing else. They will not never teach you any other thing. That was another reason people may not get the calls also. Most of them, whenever I used to take an interviews, 90% of interviews they will talk about the customer churn analysis, customer default. Every resume is the same. 90% of them. That could be one problem. So our goal is a very important. We need to first of all define the problem. What problem are we going to solve? What problem are we going to solve here? So let's try to understand. Once you solve the problem, in order to solve the problem, you are clear about the objective. In order to solve this objective, what we required? We required the data. We required the data. We require the data collection. What are the different ways we can collect the data, or else what kind of data you require to solve the business problem? That is most important. Once you collect the data, processing means converts the raw data into transform the data more useful formats or more understandable format. and that we need to explore and analyze what are the different kind of analysis we can do. Finally, you can able to make the solution or decision. Finally, you can able to make the solution or decision. That is most important. Guys, trust me. Uh, Over the period of 9 years, my personal experience I'm sharing to all of you. So everyone talk about, if I know the machine learning, I can get the job in data science. If I know the deep learning, I may get the job into data science. That is not true. Honestly speaks, that is not true. Maybe you're building the machine learning model, building the ML model or DL model is 25% of your total work. Less than 25% I would say, or I would say sometimes less than 10% also. But most important thing is how to analyze the data. How do you provide the recommendation to the customer? How do you provide the recommendations, correct recommendations? How to correct analysis? That is most important. That is most important. But why people are failing here? Most of them, if I ask about the SVM algorithm, they can able to tell. I'm just giving algorithm, don't mind. Just giving algorithm. They'll tell about this. If I ask about the neighbors, they can explain. If I ask about this something GNN, they'll explain. There is an algorithm called linear discriminator LDA. LDA. If you go to the many websites, tutorials, people talk a lot about this analysis. But in real world, less than 1% of them are using. Less than 1% of them are using. Less than 1%. That means I want to tell you that for you, while learning this course, you need to learn in a systematic way. Systematic. They definitely in interview part they might ask you questions about the machine learning and deep learning. But compared to that, you need to explain more of business knowledge. Sir, don't worry. Sir, I don't know business knowledge. I am coming from civil background. I am coming from mechanical background. I am coming from some sales background. Don't worry. We are here to teach you the business knowledge from end to end. Of course, along with this course. Okay, that's what the main. So let's go with the first define the problem. I have taken a simple problem. So we define the problem. When you define the problem, here is gentleman Mr. Rakesh. He is thinking about in front of him there are two routes, route A and route B. Here in route A, if you look into the more of cars are traveling through route A, route B no traffic at all. Only one car is going. He may go higher the speed. Okay. Now here gentleman is thinking about which is the fastest route to the work. So now the problem here, the business, the object here, we need to choose the fastest route to the work. Need to choose the fastest route to the work. What is the fastest route to the work? Need to choose the fastest route to the work. Does the route is the fastest route or does the route B is the fastest? By observing, sir, so we are clear with the business problem, right? Is everyone clear about the business problem? The objective is very clear. So need to choose the fastest route to the work. Need to choose the fastest route to the work. Maybe so. What is the fastest? As observing our surroundings while collecting the data, in front of him there are the two routes, route A and route B. If you look into the route A, the distance is 14 kilometers. Route B is 20 kilometers. So both the route you can go with the speed of average speed is 10 kilometers per hour. Day of week Tuesday early morning. Time 9 a.m. Humidity is the 94%. Traffic flow is the high dense and mild traffic. And apart from this, we have also collected other information such as type of vehicle and color of vehicle. Such as type of vehicle and color of vehicle. Okay. So definitely the person has to travel the work. Then in this case, this is the raw data. By observing surroundings are collected. Humidity doesn't matter to us. Humidity is not required. Why? At any cost, he or she has to travel to office. Rakesh has to travel to office. So what data processing does, ignore the unnecessary observation, which mean to say remove the unwanted information. Remove the unwanted or unnecessary information. Remove the unnecessary or unwanted information. Whatever the information which is not required, we are going to remove that information. Whatever the information which is not required, we are going to remove the unwanted information. So now remove the unwanted information. So 10 km per hour, day of the week Tuesday, time of the day 9 a.m. Traffic flow is the dense and mild. So now tell me where data. Now by just looking at this data, what do you say? Does the route A is the best route? Does the route B is the best route? 14,000 meters in the 14 kilometers. Now tell me which is the fastest route? Does the route A is the fastest to the work or does the route B is the fastest to the work? Does the route A is the fastest to the work? Does the route B is the fastest to the work? Okay. Tell me. Route A is the fastest to the work. Yes, everyone choose the route A. It is the fastest route to the work. But if it is the fastest route to the work, then people definitely travel is the fastest. Then people definitely choose the route A. As everyone choosing the route A, then definitely other factors which are influence the traffic. So dense will be more. The people will be more. Then traffic delay will be more. So the exploring and analyzing route A will take 1 hour 20 minutes. Route B the 2 hours. This is the actual date, actual time it may take in to travel. Where we don't have a traffic, assume that where we don't have. So as we choosing the traffic, as we choosing the route here, everyone, there will be a delay of 55 minutes. Now you may ask a question, sir, how did you get the 55? This is what we predict with the help of machine learning and deep learning algorithms. We are going to learn this code. Route B is the no traffic zero. So along with the actual time, we also need to include the delay time. We would say that the solution or recommendation route A is a 2 hours 15 minutes, route B is 2 hours. Now tell me which is the fastest route to the work? Which is the fastest route to the work? Route B is the fastest route to the work. Now this is how we are going to make the decisions. This is how we are going to make the decisions, guys. This is how we are going to make the decision. The route B. This is how we are going to make the decisions in the real world. Route B. It is how we are going to make the decisions. It is how we are going to make the decision. Now, any questions, guys? Any doubt? Any questions? Any doubt, guys? Any questions, Monali?
No, sir.
Okay. So no. Okay. Perfect. Now, any questions? Rajesh Shekhar Reddy, Rangaraj, Rakesh, Vijay, Ashwini, Abhinav, San. Okay. Jagan.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, perfect. Now, okay, now we are, let's say, okay, this is how we are making. So let's divide the data. What are the different types of data you want to understand in depth of it? So types of data. Generally, what is the meaning of data? Data is a raw data. Data is a raw data which can be in any format. It can be in any format. Can be in any format. For user, for us understanding point of view, for our understanding point of view, data has been classified into 3 different types. For our understanding point of view, data has been classified into 3 different types. One is a structured data, second is a semi-structured data, third one is unstructured data. Sir, earlier you told me the unstructured data, now we are talking about semi-structured. People generally this everything considers the unstructured data. People will be considered the unstructured data. So what do you mean by structured data? What do you mean by structured data? Structured data. What do you mean by structured data? Structured data means any data which is in the form of tabular format. Already we just discussed tabular format, which is nothing but rows and columns. Which is nothing but rows and columns. Tabular. Some of the examples are MS Excel, RDBMS is nothing but SQL, MySQL and all. Semi-structured data means any data which is in the form of HTML, JSON and Excel. HTML format, website data. 99% of data which will be stored in the JSON format. For an example, Wikipedia, Investopedia, it will be stored in the form of HTML format or XML. Wikipedia HTML, Investopedia XML. right? Like your Twitter data, maybe Facebook data, maybe Amazon data, or maybe Flipkart data, Uber data, Ola data, Zomato data, every other information which will be stored in the form of JSON format. So there is a one Twitter is connected with the API where you can get the login authentication permission and all. From API, whatever the required source, we can pull the data to Python and all. These pull the data. Okay. While pulling the earlier, we used to get the in the year of 2016 and 17, we used to get the data 5 years data. Till 2019, we used to get the 1 year data. From 19 onwards, we are getting the 7 days data. 7 days data. We are going to get the 7 days data. Now we are able to get the maximum 7 days information. What a particular topic, whatever the topic. For an example, you want to understand about the demonetization. Demonetization has happened in the year of 2016. 16 or 17, 16 if I'm not wrong, 16. So now if I want to understand about the demonetization tweets, what are people have tweeted about the what people have tweeted about the demonetization, we can able to get only 7 days information. But does the people talk only about 7 days? No. People are talking about the many number of times. Maybe now also people are talking about the demonetization. Maybe COVID. So it was having it started in the year of 2019, December 31st. I would say 2020, June, March onwards. March 22nd, we have put the lockdown, right? Now people want to understand that we can able to get the maximum 7 days information, right? Like Facebook, Amazon, and everything will store in the JSON format. Okay. Now, unstructured data means any data which is in the form of image, audio, video, and text data. Any data which is in the form of image, audio, video, text data, that is called as the unstructured data. So the combination of semi-structured and unstructured data is also called as a complex data. Any data which is in the form of HTML, JSON format, image format, PDF, audio, video, audio means speech also comes under the audio only. Audio. So speech, video, like text data, these all comes under the complex data. It all comes under the complex data. It also comes under the complex data. Is it clear? Any questions, guys? Any doubt on this point? Any questions? Any doubt on this one? Any HTML, JSON, image, PDF, audio, video, text, speech, and all. It all comes under the complex data. It all comes under the complex data. Now, any questions, guys? Any doubt on this point? Okay. So now let's go in depth on the structured data. Let's go in depth on the structured data. Structured data has been classified into structured data. Structured data has been classified into two types. One is the numerical data. Second is the categorical data. Structured data has been classified into two types. One is the numerical data. Second is the numerical is also called as a quantitative data. Whereas categorical data is also called as a qualitative data. Qualitative data, quantitative data, and qualitative data. So numerical data is also called as a quantitative data, qualitative data. And the numerical data is the two types. Again, one is about continuous data. This is about the ratio level data. I'll explain what does it mean. Whereas the categorical data is all about the nominal data. Second is about the ordinal data. Because when you're dealing about this, it is a must. It is must to understand about the what data you are going to deal about this. What data you are going to deal about this. It is a must understood everyone. But everyone. So let's try to understand structured data. Two types. One is a numerical data. Second is about the categorical data. Numerical data are two types. One is a continuous data or ratio level data. Categorical data are two types. Nominal data or ordinal data. So let's try to understand about the nominal data. Nominal. So as the definition very simple. Classifying the categorical levels of a data. Categorical levels of a data. Classifying the categorical levels of a data is called nominal data. Classifying the categorical levels of a data. Classifying the categorical levels of a data is called as nominal data. For an example, gender. Under the gender is a one column or a variable. So gender. Under the gender we have a male, female, others. Here we are classifying the categorical level. Male is one category, female is one category, others is another category. So let me give an example. Someone asks you for an example, Sainath, where are you from? Suppose if I ask from, so for an example, you are in USA. So if someone asks you someone asks Sai, where are you from? What do you say? What do you say?
Bangalore.
Some people don't know the Bangalore, right? You are in USA. Someone asks you what is you're from India, right?
India. Yes.
Right. Suppose you are in India. Someone asks where are you from? Suppose you are in Delhi. Someone asks where are you from? What do you say? You are from maybe AP, right? Am I right? Agree? Suppose you are in AP. Someone asks where are you from? What do you say? You may say about Anantapuram. Suppose you are in Anantapuram, someone asks you where are you from? You may talk about your mandal. Someone asks you are in a mandal, someone asks where are you from? You talk about your village. You are in the same village, someone asks you where are you from? You may talk about the gully name. You are in the same gully, you may talk about the address, exact address. Right? So classifying, just you are classifying the levels of a data, nothing else. Nothing else. It is a nominal data. Example, it is a nominal data. India, state. So we are classifying about the countries, state, teams, any team, cricket teams or any team, sports, right? Departments, college departments, right? Office departments like finance department. Everything is just classifying. We're just classifying. These are some of the examples for nominal data. Some of the examples for nominal data. Is it clear or any doubt about this? Is it clear? Any doubt about this? Is it clear or any doubt about this?
Yeah, clear.
Everyone clear, guys? I'm not able to get the voice, the sound. Is it clear or any doubt?
Yes, sir.
It's clear.
It's clear. Perfect. So, okay. Okay, perfect. Nominal data is clear. Now, what is the next step is ordinal data. So, nominal plus some criteria. So, classifying the category levels of data is called nominal. Classifying the categorical data. Categorical data based on particular property. Based on particular property. Are particular entities based on particular property. A particular property means not the property, unique property based on classifying the categorical levels of data based on particular property or particular entities. Department, for an example, we have department, IT department, maybe sales department, HR department, right? Maybe some other department, finance department, right? We have departments like this in our office. Now, suppose I given a rank to 1, 2, 3, 4. So how did you give the rank to this? How did you give the rank? Based on a particular property. What could be the particular property? Who are generating more business based on the generating business, based on generating the based on generating the business, based on generating the business, IT, sales, HR, and finance. Based on whatever the business are we generating, with respect to that, we have given the things like IT, sales, HR, and finance. So we are giving the first rank to IT, sales to HR3, finance. For an example, let's say you went to a shop, a showroom, malls, and all. Maybe malls, for an example, malls. So there is a one newly opened shop, maybe ice cream shop. Ice cream shop. They given a cup of ice cream to you, a cup of ice cream. They're asking about the 5 things. They're asking about the 5 things. Maybe can you about the tell me the good rating? They're asking about the rating. Good, bad, average, very good, very bad. Like this, they're given the 5 rating. So you got to assign the rank. These are levels of it based on the sum of maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the assigned surveys, basically survey data. 1, 2, 3 ranks are given the rank. This is called as the ordinal. This is the ranks, whatever the ranks we have given. This is called as the ordinal data. It is called as the ordinal data. Is it clear, guys? It is called as the ordinal data. It is called as the ordinal data. This is what ordinal. So here we have the classifying the categorical levels, but based on particular property we are classifying them. Based on that we are assigning the ranks. But based on particular property we are assigning them. That properties is called as the 1, 2, 3, 4. That property is called as the ordinal data. That property is called as the ordinal data. Now any questions, guys? Any doubt? Any questions? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Everyone are clear? So this is called as the categorical data as well as the nominal data as well as the ordinal data. Everyone are clear about classifying the categorical level data? Here nominal. Classifying the categorical level data based on particular property. Here particular property means based on the rank. Based on good, bad. On this basis we are saying some rank. We have seen some rank. That is the meaning of this one. Okay. Now continuous data. Continuous data is numerical data. It is also called as the interval level data. Other name of continuous data is also called as interval level data. To measure the range of particular values. To measure a particular range of values. A particular range of values. To measure a particular range of values, we are going to use the continuous data to measure a particular range of value. The ideal range is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Minus infinity to plus infinity. The ideal range is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Some of the examples for this: temperature. Some of the examples for temperature. So what is the temperature today? Kasu, what is the temperature today? Kasu Hemant Reddy, what is the temperature today? Are you there? Kasu Hemant Reddy, are you there? He left the meeting. Okay. Hemant Reddy, what is the temperature today? What is the temperature today? What is the temperature today? Someone asked what is the temperature today? Okay. Temperature may say 30 degrees. Will it be the same for entire day? Will it be the same for entire day? No. There could be some minimum temperature, maximum temperature, right? Minimum temperature 20 degrees, maximum temperature 30 degrees. It could be any point in between this range. It could be any point within this range. It could be any point within this range. It could be any point. It could be any point within this range, 20 degrees to 30 degrees. It could be any point within this range. It could be any point within this range. Now, so it could be any point. So the count is here, the count is infinite. Count is here infinite. We don't know, the count is infinite. So the ideal range is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Minus infinity to plus infinity. Now, any questions, guys? Any doubt? Okay. 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 Count is here infinite. Infinite means it is not positive. Some of the examples are temperature, heartbeat, blood pressure, heartbeat. Can you give another example for this? Continuous data. Any other example? Temperature, blood pressure, heartbeat. Any other example? Can you think about any other example? Temperature, blood pressure, heartbeat. Any other example? Can you think about it? Come on, guys. Why are you so silent? Not able to understand the topic? Why are you so silent? Temperature. Okay. Temperature, blood pressure, heartbeat. Any example? Temperature, blood pressure. Any other example? Can you think about it? Come on. Continuous data.
Speed.
Speed. Yeah, light speed basically. Speed. Speed. Any other example can you think about, guys? Any other example? Think it. One more example. I'm expecting one more example.
Price, oil price.
Huh? Which one?
Oil price means petrol, diesel.
Oil prices. Exactly. Prices. Oil prices. Exactly. It could be any value, right? Of course, we are decimal to two. I mean, we are rounding to two decimals, but ideally it is not rounding to two decimals. It could be 10 decimals or anything. Oil prices, stock market. These are ratio level data. Next one is the ratio level data. Any data which is in the form of natural whole number, any data which is in the form of natural numbers or whole numbers or whole numbers. Any data which is in the form of natural numbers or whole numbers. Whole numbers. Any data which is in the form of natural numbers or whole numbers. That is called ratio level. For an example, let me ask a question. Anyone is the unmarried guy in this group? Any unmarried guy in this group?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm asking for
Yes.
male, not female. I'm going to get a joke on this. So, Hemant, yeah. Hemant, may I know your salary? Don't mind. I don't want your exact salary. Don't mind. I don't want your exact salary.
Around 3.5
3.5 per month.
LPA.
LP. Per month. I'm asking. What is the per month
For
salary?
mine, I'll make it as a 28 to 30.
28, 30. Are you getting exactly 30,000?
No,
You may get 28,000 or 29,500, 330 rupees, 331 rupees, 332 rupees, 0.57 like this, right?
yes.
So, but you are telling that I am going to get a salary of 30,000. That means you are rounding off. That is a whole number. That is a whole number. Let me ask you a question to Rajashekar Reddy. What is your age?
23.
Exactly 23.
Not running 24 running. 23 is 5 months.
So here, if I ask about the 23, 5 months, 20 days or 15 days, 3 days, 1 day, like this, right? But he's telling about 23. He's telling about the 23, which mean to say, we are rounding off the values here. Here, ratio number is a number divided with the any other numbers. So some of the examples for ratio numbers are age, salary, number of cars owned by Sai Nath Reddy, number of cars owned by Sainath Reddy, number of loan accounts, number of kids. These are some of the examples for ratio level data. These are some of the examples of ratio level. This is the in-depth of the structural program, structure data, in-depth of the structured data. That's all for today.